D energy with four-time Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Live on the Woodward Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D energy.
Welcome back, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy over there is D-Mac, Darren McCarty. T-Boss, Terry Foster here in the building as well. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. You know we got everybody locked. We got everybody loaded on a victory Monday. Can you believe that? First time in a long time. Now, they did finish as underdogs, I was told, in the betting circles.
Yeah, so it's going to be 26 weeks in a row where they weren't favored.
But whatever. We'll take it. It was a win, and we're going to break it down.
But
I got a checklist.
No. Let me take that back. It's 24 weeks because they were favored for a minute.
They were.
Yeah, so even though they weren't favorites when the game started, they were favorites for a few days.
Absolutely. D-Mac, you were down there.
I was.
First off, as I was watching on television, it seemed, and I want to confirm this with you, to me watching the Lions play and looking at the crowd and the people in the crowd, it seemed personal for a whole lot of people out there yesterday. Can you confirm that?
I think it was the mentality that the fan base took is what the coach had, and the coaching had, and it was a resilient game. I mean, you look at the final score and it wasn't indicative. It was. I remember Terry I kept thinking during that game is that this is the NFL. It's going to find a way to make it a one-score game. But the one thing that they didn't do, Neal, and watching the game, is they did things differently than the same old Lions, right? There was resilience. There's things, get it, I'm going to preface this with, there's things to improve on, no doubt. But what I saw there was the biggest thing is that a team, not just the offense and the defense, but it seems that Coach Campbell's putting this team together as a whole unit. And you saw that, in some of the locker room stuff afterwards, different guys that stepped up. We mentioned Will Harris making his first interception, and that was an athletic play on the tip. You mentioned, we saw, do we have that clip of, we have this, play this clip right now. It's a great thing because this sums up the energy.
This is everything we talked about. Detail and discipline. Like, to me, that's a lot of pent-up aggression and anger and frustration that has come out, but we did it the right way. That's how you attack the opponent. Man, that was precision. And because of that, we got off to the lead we did. Man, we were pumping on both levels, 22-0, right? Defense, you kept banging. We stalled out a little bit on offense, and all of a sudden when they started making some things happen offense, you can answer. And it doesn't matter, man. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. You win 51-50, you win 14-10. It's just about balancing everything out. You guys did that. This is all I'm going to say. That's one.
Yes, sir.
That is freaking one, man. That's one. But everything's about Minnesota. Now, listen, enjoy this. Enjoy this. You earned it. Be smart. But, man, it's back to work now. It's back to work. You guys know what we're capable of now. Hey, Skip, nice freaking job. Now, aside from that, Evan Brown stepped in there. Logan did another job. And Will Harris, where you at? Be smart, enjoy it, we earned it. Let's go earn another one next week. Break it down.
Remember this feeling. Remember this feeling. This is the start. There's only one. Let's get back to work. Enjoy it like you said. Let's get back to work next week. Go get another one, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Family on three. 1, 2, 3.
So it certainly was hype in the Lions locker room as they do get the win yesterday over the DC Commanders. And yeah, that's the way it's supposed to feel. Now this is what it's like in some other NFL cities, huh, Terry?
Well, normally the Lions have that same celebration, but it usually comes in November. So it's good to see that it actually happened in September.
No, and I know, and look, we're laughing and having fun, and get involved in the YouTube chat thread. Remember, if you subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, you can jump in, get your thoughts in there. Appreciate everybody tapping in, getting their thoughts in there. Detroit Dabber, what up, though? Hey, what up? A lot of people saying good morning, everything like that. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Chuck Brewer, Neal, so the Lions season isn't over now? No, and that's the dynamic of it.
You know, you nailed it. He explained it. You know, to play that piece was what you said. That the couple things was Dan Campbell, where you know the mentality, a few things in there. And congratulations, Skip. Dan
Skipper.
Dan Skipper, you know, resilience. He's a great. If I'm going to hand out the Grind Line Award for the Detroit Lions after each win on that, it goes to him and Evan Brown. I mean, to be able to step in and to show the if this offensive line's supposed to be as good as they are and be the backbone, I think they came out and showed a positive yesterday because of their depth and stuff like that. But the bottom line is what you heard there is there's an expectation. They expect to win. They did things. We can talk about the game playing, how they adjusted, the offense kept it. But the Andre Swift at the end there, right, says, remember this feeling. They're building something. They're just not happy to be there, happy to win, like Terry said, happy to be having a celebration in September instead of November. No, they're building something there. And to the last point about the attitude, Dan Campbell said that. You guys won. You meant something. You were mean. And that's what the crowd was like. The crowd and the team, the attitude matched yesterday. Does that make sense? That's what it felt like in the building.
No, and it did. But Terry, I mean, look, like we laugh and joke around about it and stuff like that. But that's what I was looking for. Not just in an outcome, like just not necessarily a win. You could see it, Terry. You could see with the way that the Lions played. You could see that it was personal. That was my overriding thing that I saw that I'll take away yesterday. That was personal to them yesterday.
It was personal. It was emotional. Yet, when you're emotional and really want to get something real bad, normally you have a bunch of penalties. They only had one. Really? So they played with discipline also. And can I start a new phrase here? SOC, same old Commanders. Why do you score to knock the lead down to 8 and you're going for 2?
Well, there's some mathematical reasons to that, Terry, because we talked about this in the chat. I understand what they were doing.
Tell me.
So here's the deal, Terry. When you're down 14 on the road, okay, the math of the 2-point conversion dictates that you're more likely to succeed of getting it once than you are of failing twice. And that's why they do it. So, again, I'm telling you why they do it, because in the end, road teams down 14 in the fourth quarter that kick the extra points to tie the game end up losing the game at an exponential rate. An exponential rate.
How about this?
Like
they screwed up.
What's that?
Like 80%?
Like 88% or something the number is like
they
that.
They may have just lost their focus. Do you think if the Commanders were down 7-0 and they scored a touchdown, they go for 2? No, I think he screwed up on his math.
Terry, I'm telling you what it is, man. Like that's because we see the coaches do it. It's a big thing in the NFL now, man.
I guarantee you, next time you see a team score to knock it down to 7, they're going to kick the extra point.
Not if they're on the road, Terry. Not if they're on the road.
No,
it's
they
a fourth
will.
quarter.
I guarantee you that.
I'm telling you why they do it, dude. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just telling you why they did it.
I thought it was disrespect. Like I thought they were doing it out of.
And there was an angle of that too. Like they in that moment of the game, they were having their way. They were
still done.
I'm giving you the why they do it. I'm not saying it's what I would have done.
I'm telling you they won't do it next time.
Yeah, everybody in the league does it, Terry. Watch.
No, they don't. Stop it.
So you ignore math. Well, you hate money too.
Stop it. No. I like victories.
Right. So if you kick the extra points, you lose on the road at an exponential rate, Terry.
Because you're going to tie the game up when you score again, but then you lose in the overtime because you don't get possession or whatever way the cards.
So how'd that work out yesterday?
Well, they never got the next touchdown.
But you know what? To Detroit's credit, the offense didn't sputter out. Like every time I was looking for improvement.
No, and that's it, D-Mac. Like when things
put up 71 points in 2 weeks, tied with Kansas City.
And when things got intense, here's the other takeaway I have. When things got intense, somebody made a play.
Wow.
Right.
DeAndre Swift made a play that you can't draw up, that you can't scheme for, that you can't do anything about.
You mean when he's sitting on his ass?
When he's on his stomach.
Do we call
on
it the
ground.
duck, duck, goose? I heard that was the duck, duck, goose
Yeah.
call, where you go down and you...
That's my other takeaway from all this. They made plays. Swift made plays.
Win the game.
Hutchinson made plays. Harris made plays. They made plays.
That's the key, because their offense did sputter out, but they made big gash plays, which overcame that. And I've been in enough locker rooms where guys said, hey, you know what, we got to have playmakers. So you can have 3 or 4 series where you do nothing, but if you get gash plays or big plays or splash plays, that overcomes that. And that's what they did yesterday. I mean, they had 3 plays of nearly 50 yards or more, which is gash plays, and that overcomes when you go 3 and out 4 times in a row. So yeah, they were playmakers yesterday.
But the big play, especially early, like where I looked at team, I was looking for things that weren't the same old Lions. And you know what? Whether you're gonna make the one of the coaching decisions early in the game to go for it on 4th down, on the goal line and stuff, and not get it, but then to be able to come back in the defense to get a safety, that's different. That's not same old. Like, to me, that was something, and I think as I'm sitting here thinking is that, the Lions team, the guys in that dressing room took that personally because they knew how much it meant to their coach or how much it meant for their coach or whatever. And it's part of the process that if what we saw in Hard Knocks and the attitude and the mentality and the things that we watch in the videos coming out of the dressing room, if it's real, then it shows on the field could guys care, and that's what you saw yesterday. So, I mean, it was cool to be there. They were nervous. You're always waiting for the shoe to drop, Terry, right? That's just...
No, that's true.
That's just the nature of the beast here in Detroit. And yesterday to watch them be able to make plays, like you said, Neal, different guys, young guys, stalwart guys, And another thing, but here's the thing. Anybody looking back is it doesn't come easy, because what happens on when they got it late, 4th down, and I said to my son who's sitting beside me, I go, where's St. Brown? Oh, in the slot, boom, it's coming to him, and he dropped it, right? He doesn't drop it, but he dropped it. But again, those are little things that other teams execute, but it didn't come back sort of to haunt if he was going to do. And again, what are you going to say? Look at the career, 8 catches and a touchdown over 8 games or whatever. That's ridiculous. What a player.
Yeah.
But Terry, do you not see this offense like they have those pieces? Isn't it nice to have those gash pieces? We haven't had that stuff since we had to throw to Calvin in the corner of the end zone above everybody or let Barry Sanders run.
Yeah,
so
right.
It's refreshing.
And the other thing is, same old Lions would be when it goes from 22 to 15, the offense never makes another play. And next thing you know, it's 22-22. The whole building is murmuring, and the players are choking on the field. That would have been same old Lions. But they made plays, and I'm talking about big gash plays. And that was the difference.
That is a difference. And we haven't seen that in a very long time, where people just made plays all over the place. Because that's this league. This league, like for all the talk, we talk about schematics and play calling. What do you see on Red Zone? What do you see in the highlights? That ish isn't schemed and touchdowns and picks and sacks and things like that. That ish isn't schemed and schematic it out. It's all guys making plays.
It is.
In the game.
The Swift 50-yard run was schematics, because he cut back and there was that wall there, and that was planned.
Yeah, but the thing is they executed. That's what it is. We saw them execute at different times. Real quick, something I want to touch on, Neal asked me to come back, is that, it's funny because when you're just watching that live, is that Goff throwing to everybody but one guy. When he throws it to one guy, it's just different. I'll talk to you about that when we come back. But Till then, you know what it looked like? It looked like Guardian Alarm all over that field by that defense yesterday. Congratulations, Detroit Lion. Guardian Alarm, keep you safe, give you peace of mind, whether you're at home or on the road, with their 24/7 local monitoring to make sure what is important to you is kept safe. So, if you want to be part of the Guardian Alarm Woodward Sports family, you can be. Give them a call, 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
133?
Yes, sir.
133 straight days of flannel protection. Didn't protect any of his takes, but protected his flannel. Give him a call, 1-800.
Stay out. Get out of my house.
Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Tell Big D Energy we sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Rivet. Yeah, after Big Lions win, why don't you get to Big Frog and Novi for that free Woodward Sports t-shirt? That's right, free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog and Novi. Just stop in and tell them that we sent you. They'll print you one up right on the spot. Go to Big Frog Novi today and get your free t-shirt or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
On and poppin', Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster here in the building. We also have the birthday boy, Spencer Raxter. You know, he's just going to do some simple stuff for his birthday, like go to the Coliseum tonight for Woodward Heavyweights live 5 to 7 for Monday Night Football.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it'll be wholesome. And I'm sure that, it'll be wholesome, and it'll be just innocent birthday fun that Spencer Raxter.
Oh,
and it's funny because they're asking me, they're like, "You gonna go?" No, I'm not going. I'm not going at all.
Might need some supervision. I might have to.
D-Mac will be there in my stead.
I don't know where that place is, but I'll see if I know. Terry can let me know.
We have Sam Flannel, by the way, who in the second hour of the show wasn't a good weekend for Sam Flannel. And we'll discuss coming up in the second hour of the show. But it is all Lions all the time right now. YouTube chat thread. Remember, jump in. Huge viewership as we figured it would be. Randy McQuaid, know-it-all, Neil LMAO. I don't know how anyone likes this guy. He's always so condescending. I was given the... That's what the math is. That's why they do it.
Tone. Must have been the tone, Neil.
See, now you're bullshitting me, dude, because that's like a default now for you.
Facts, but I mean,
how do you want me to give facts?
I don't know.
Like a normal human being, not so smug and not condescending.
Fact? What are facts, D-Mac?
Facts are the truth minus emotion.
I'm telling you why they do it.
You know what is fair. Let me take some heat off you for a minute. Let me give you the tease. And you let me know because I was going to ask you guys who watched it on TV. Did it look like this? But when Jared Goff is throwing to St. Brown, for the most part, to Reynolds, to even Chark, who dropped one. There was some great passes in the end zone. Chark dropped a touchdown pass, and Goff overthrew him a couple times. But when he throws to Hutchinson, it's not there. It's every which way around, and it seems that they're just not on the same page. I just wonder. And Hawk made a great catch late for a first down over the middle double coverage, but sitting there live, it just doesn't seem that maybe those two are on the same page. Does it look like that on TV too?
I think that's a case of both things can be true. I'm going to get to that. I want a segment on that,
okay,
because we need to talk.
Okay.
Through all, and I don't want to take shine off of it because they did what they were supposed to do. And to go back to Chuck Brewer's question about, so I guess the season isn't over, Neil. No, Chuck, but that is the line. Like, make no mistake, Terry, that's the line. Now all of a sudden next week you're playing the Vikings, and I'm not the same way I'm not overstating it before. I'm not overstating it next week. Next week when you play the Vikings, Terry, you're playing for your place at the top of the division.
Yes.
Like that's what you're doing. That's what you're playing. That's how big this win is. Conversely, if you lost to where they would be. You know what I'm saying, Terry? Like, this opens up the door for you to have big games, because make no mistake now, next week becomes a big game.
It does. Because, the season's not over because they won, obviously. But I think we were talking last week, what happens if they lose? You're 0-2 facing Minnesota, who's playing pretty well. So you're looking at a possible 0-3 start. So that's why this game was so important.
It changed everything. It does.
I still don't think they're going to the playoffs. But what this does is you don't have this big cloud of doubt around the whole community. You don't have people or even players doubting Dan Campbell and his abilities as a coach. You have some optimism. You have some hope. So that's what yesterday did for you.
Right, and that is how fine the line is, D-Mac. I wasn't overstating it last week when I said if you lose this game, you're 0-2 and you're cooked. Conversely, you win, and now the Minnesota game, even if you lose, your season's not over, because then you're coming back home to play Seattle. You can get to 2-2, and then figure some things out. That's how big this is.
Well, it is, and I think that a lot of the times it was obviously easier when it was 16 teams, but a lot of GMs and coaches break it down to 4-game segments.
Right, quarters.
So the first quarter of this season for the Detroit Lions, I expect them to be 2-2. Right, to beat Washington and to beat Seattle. But every time you do something, you put yourself in a position, like you said, Neal, the small little things about that should be the message. That's winning. The message this week in Allen Park is we're playing for the top of the division. We have a chance to play for the top of the division. When's the last time we did that? I know it's third game of the year, but that's the mentality, right? It's sort of to what DeAndre Swift was speaking to at the end of the clip in the locker room is remember this feeling, because the feeling of winning is contagious too. Trust me. You're speaking to a guy that won 62 games, out of 82 in the regular season. You can just get it going. Now it doesn't mean anything, because playoffs is a different beast, but you gotta like your spot. And anytime, like winning on a Monday, does anybody else? We make the joke that it's the fourth Monday in this
our company's history.
In our company's history that we put a win on the board on a Monday. But that's big. So sit there, enjoy the journey, look to where you're going. But again, here, if things were going to play out in our favor for next week, Monday, Minnesota's playing tonight. They got one less day to prepare for us, right? You don't know the injuries. Maybe somebody's going to get hurt for them tonight, right? We're getting guys back too. So I like our position. You got to take it week to week. But I see in the chat room or in the chat messages that a lot of people are a little bit higher and thinking that we have a shot to win in Minnesota. And I think that you always have a shot, especially when you have an offense and you're putting up points.
And it's funny too, because I know Justin Jefferson, I think, is very quickly becoming the best receiver in the National Football League. If he's not there already, I mean, low key. I understand that, but they are still the Vikings. In much the same fashion, the Lions are still the Lions. The Vikings are still the Vikings, where you never know what you're going to get when the Minnesota Vikings go on the field. And usually it's about that time where you think they got it right and everything like that.
Well, that's where we go to Spenny, because that's, with Kirk Cousins, the Sparty action. He's been, living with that his whole life. That's sort of the Kirk Cousins experiment, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Didn't that go by the Minnesota, how the quarterback goes? Yeah. Because isn't that the story of his career?
100%.
It's what are you going to get? You like that? You like that?
You like that?
But it's nice to have the conversation, Terry, because they got the win in a critical game that they had to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And
the fashion they did.
They show emotion. You know what the Lions reminded me of? They reminded me of the University of Washington playing Michigan State. There's a lot of emotion in the building. They were making plays. They felt like they could do anything they wanted for at least for a half, and it was entertaining to see.
That was a low blow, Terry.
It wasn't a low blow. Neal told you it wasn't last year's Washington.
Michael Penei can. Hey, this just in. Michael Penei can still spin it.
Yeah, he can.
He was a monster.
Hey, Spartan boy, play better.
Hey, Spartan boy, that secondary still got
still
some
not
work
good,
to do still.
For sure.
Second half of the show, we'll get there. I know everybody wants to do everything right now, and we're like pit bulls on a chain, but hey, we'll get there. And Spencer will stand there and he'll take it. He called it.
I didn't mean to bring that garbage up, but I'm simply saying the Lions reminded me of the Saturday night game. It's the same emotion in the building. Everybody's all geeked up. Everybody's doing things almost perfectly for a half.
Right. So, it's one of those things. And I have a little checklist that I want to go down as far as the Detroit Lions, because I think the time has arrived for some people, like the way we were just talking about Justin Jefferson. There's a guy here, and I'm planting the flag. Like I said this when I was driving into the show this morning, and I was on that treadmill for an hour at Planet Fitness. I'm planting the flag on a Detroit Lion right now. And you guys know I planted the flag on Penei Sewell last year. But we're going to go back to that one also. But and in the YouTube chat thread right now, Spencer put it up there. Will the Lions beat the Vikings next week? We're already over 100 votes in less than a minute. And yes, at 66%. 7.5-point underdogs as it sits right now. Going off of, and I do owe the people an apology for the get right on Saturday. I fall to 20-8, and I think it was Robert Colosia that sent me a tweet on Twitter, and I fell for something where he said you weren't fully committed to that pick, and you know what? He's right.
It's true.
I made the mistake. Even I can make a mistake. Even I can make a mistake where I let emotion get involved in a business.
You did.
And
you took it personal.
I took it exactly.
James, you took you can't early. You can't take a shot at James Franklin early in the season, bro.
Yeah.
He's got to stick it to you. If this was like end of the year, although it got me thinking as I was watching that, and I was thinking the same thing, Councilman. But it was also too, gosh darn it, you knew Purdue was going to Purdue, bro.
No, I knew.
Right?
Yeah, no, I knew, and there were other games that I looked at and
I
thought would play out.
Okay, if we're all about self-awareness and learning from your mistakes, what will you learn from this?
That I will never make the mistake of letting emotion get involved again. And my disdain for James Franklin overtook my inner wisdom, and I should have known better than that. How you gonna take a team?
Apologize to the people.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm 20-8,
and you'll be better.
I'm 20-8. And I'm over here apologizing for it.
Yeah, but you're 0-1 the last week.
It's true, Terry. What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, I know. And
right.
And Terry, that's why the get right pick is great, because I wear it emotionally.
Yeah,
I do. And I should have. I was leaning Hawaii, laying 8 to Duquesne at home, and they won by 10.
Remember about your aunt having a thing, and then she'd be your uncle.
Why do you about these games you don't care about?
But Robert Colosia in the tweet said, Neal, stay in your lane. Stick to the Mountain West. Stick to Hawaii. Stick to what you know. Don't let emotion get involved.
When you did make that pick, though, I did a little bit went, oh, okay, getting personal.
And that's fair.
You let emotion
I'm
play.
Sorry.
Sometimes emotion takes over the pocket.
It did. Even me, who prides myself on analytics and keeping a cool head. So I apologize to you, the people, and it won't happen again. Is that fair? I think that's fair. So we will take a break. When we come back, in studio, we're going to be joined by Jay Feldman, the chairman and CEO of Feldman Automotive. We got a big Woodward Sports Network announcement that involves football season. We'll get his thoughts on the Lions as well, because if you're in this show today, you're going in on the Lions today. Talk about some of the other things as well, but a big announcement with Feldman Automotive Group when we come back. It is Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network, and let me tell you what's popping at Big Boy. For a limited time only, the new burgers and loaded fries are at Big Boy.
Put it in your mouth.
It's not a Slim Jim. It's the Big Jim. The chili cheese, you know that's a tease.
So big.
Guess what else is new?
Bacon blue.
The Bacon Blue. Yeah. And if we're going this far, why not upgrade those fries? Why you don't have mid fries?
No mid fries.
You don't want mid fries. Upgrade those things. Chili cheese fries.
Chili cheese.
Baked potato fries. And the Tua of fries, the nacho fries. That's right. Nothing mid about that, despite what Sam Flannel and Easy might say. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Burgers and fries.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Back out of here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. And right now, live in studio, we'd like to welcome in Jay Feldman. He's a chairman and CEO of the Feldman Automotive Group. We got some big Woodward Sports Network announcement that we're going to do right now. But Jay, a victory Monday, man. Feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, the Lions won.
I know. We're just as stunned. Absolutely. But we did want to get you in here, Jay. There's a couple things we did want to touch on where, number one, we have a big Woodward Sports announcement where we recently set up the fact that Woodward Sports will be broadcasting live from the Feldman Chevrolet location out there in Novi every other Monday during football season. So hopefully we got a lot of Lions stuff to talk about. What's that mean to Feldman Automotive and your guys' group?
Well, we're super excited about partnering with Woodward Sports. You guys have done an amazing job, and obviously the general population in Southeast Michigan is super excited about all the different sporting events and super excited about watching the Lions win. So great timing on our part to join forces, and we're just excited to partner with you.
Yeah, and that's likewise too. We love it out there. It felt in the viewers of the show, everybody, they chime in, they get their thoughts as well, and we're happy to be with you guys as well. But again, it is a victory Monday, so break it down for me, Jay. Get Lions win, your takeaways.
Well,
put you on the spot here.
I'll tell you what, it definitely changed my life forever. No, I'm kidding.
Will you sell more cars, Mr.
Yeah, everybody's excited. They're going to roll out their checkbooks today in Novi and everywhere else. But no, listen, every day is a victory day for us. We've been very fortunate to sell a lot of cars in Michigan and have a great clientele and customer base. Best market in the world. And so just excited to start the week off right and have an amazing week.
Can I just mention a little bit because of this relationship, and I think it doesn't go far enough to the community. When I always talk about what Woodward Sports about, it's about the people, right? Feldman Automotive is about the people. Why do I say that? And different things. Just, we recently used with what you guys do with the Mark Wahlberg Foundation and what you've done, for Beaumont and different charities that you believe in. I think that this partnership and the fact that, the sports in this town, which is all a big part, a little back history is Jay and I used to run across each other in the halls of Country Day with the kids and stuff like this. Mm-hmm. So community is a big part of it, and I think with Feldman and stuff like this, and to be out there, to be able to be out at Feldman on a Monday, to have this show out there on a Monday and people to come out and see. And the cars are a backdrop, but can you just talk about, maybe a little bit more about, the community involvement and stuff? Because you're not just about cars. That's sort of what it is.
Thank you, Darren. For us, we have been fortunate enough to sell and service a lot of cars in Southeast Michigan. And I think when you do that, you have a lot of people spending a lot of money with you. I think it's important to give back to the community. We are partnered with several organizations, Care House, in Oakland County. That's a big one that helps people that, particularly women that have been abused and children. And then also I'm on the board of Tunnel to Towers, which we've raised over $250 million to help frontline soldiers, their families, pay off mortgages, build smart houses all over the country. I met Frank Siller, the CEO, about 5 years ago. I was honored to be asked to be on the board. We just did a major event at the Motor City Soundboard, raised over $1 million for soldiers and their families and police officers and firefighters and that kind of thing. And so it's an honor to be involved in that. And then the second year in a row, we just had August 29th, we had the Feldman Automotive, Mark Wahlberg Youth Foundation, Beaumont Hospital, Children's Miracle Network golf outing. So we had a celebrity golf outing. Last year we raised $1.2 million for pediatric illnesses. This past year we upped it up to $1.5 million. And so we had 60 celebrities, and we had a celebrity with every foursome playing golf. It was a really fun event. It was this year was just packed. We want to do it even bigger next year. So hopefully next year we can get to $2 million. And we had a lot of we had boxers, we had hockey players, we had baseball players, we had actors, we had Mark Wahlberg and his brothers. And it was just a really fun event, and all the celebrities had a great time, and we're going to do it again bigger next year.
Talking with Jay Feldman here, Chairman and CEO of Feldman Automotive, and we're announcing the news. We'll be out there every other Monday, broadcasting live from Feldman Chevrolet out there in Novi. So can you confirm that Honolulu Blue Chevrolet spike about 4,000% after victories on Sunday? Is that true?
Sure.
Well, we know where you can get them.
Right? We know where you can get them, no doubt about that. And again, Jay, for me, those numbers that you talk about, right? I mean, you're talking like millions of dollars that you guys have raised for charity. And again, as a father, and we were out there broadcasting live from the Feldman Automotive Children's Miracle Celebrity Golf Outing. And as a father, as I've gotten older, those kinds of things hit a little different for me, as my kids would say. You see this, you want to be a part of it. I would imagine that's where you guys, that's where this comes from, right? As you guys, as a company, this is as important as anything else to you guys.
Well, there's no question about it. I mean, to see the impact that we've had on children's lives.
Right.
There's 200,000 kids treated by Beaumont every year for various illnesses, and to have a huge impact, it just feels good.
No question about that. So, you guys, 18 locations. What's next for Feldman? Other than the Lions winning the Super Bowl, what's next for Feldman Automotive? We
just want to keep growing in Michigan and Ohio, and be able to even do bigger causes and help bigger things, and use our wherewithal to help the community.
Yeah. You know what, D-Mac, too, last time we were out there in August broadcasting for Feldman Chevrolet. Malcolm Rodriguez was out there. Kirby Joseph was out there. Are you guys taking credit for this victory? Because I feel as though, we kind of planted the seeds for all this. The Woodward heavyweights, I think they discovered Malcolm Rodriguez even before Brad Holmes. This is on Feldman Automotive too, isn't it?
Well, I think it's a team effort. I think what we do is it's not just us. There was a lot of people involved. So.
I think that it is. Didn't we mention, I was just wondering, because I'm preparing that when we do these broadcasts out at Feldman, we're going to be doing picks and stuff like this, right? We had to make it some sort of a competition. So I wanted to know, is Jay himself going to be making the picks for the Feldman Automotive Group?
There'll be a Feldman representative, from what I'm told.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
I just want to know if Jay's input, like, is he because he seems like he's sort of like our Chad Johnson. He sits, up in his castle, and then he makes those decisions. I just wonder if the decisions on which games are picked by the Feldman Group come from the top or not. Can you confirm or deny this?
I'd say there's a lot smarter people than me that handle this.
Well, hey, if they're going south, you can step in then, because right at some point, if Feldman Automotive's representation are getting dominated, you might have to step in and say that. You know what I'm saying? So.
I'm there for the team.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're talking to Jay Feldman here, Chairman and CEO of Feldman Automotive. So, Jay, I mean, coming off the victory, man, break it down for us. What's the ceiling for this Lions team?
Listen, I'm no expert. I'm just glad that they won, and hope they keep it going because I think it's great for the whole Metro Detroit area.
No, that is correct.
Now here, I'm gonna alleviate. Is Feldman? Are you a Michigan or Michigan State guy? Both guys don't care. Stuff like this. How does it fall?
Well, I'm kind of a 3-college supporter because we're in Columbus with the Mark Wahlberg brand, so we obviously support Ohio State. I have a son that graduated from Michigan, and then we have a Chevy store basically on the campus of Michigan State, so I'm kind of
He's
like...
Canadian. You're like me, bro. Me and Jay Feldman. We're like that. We support everybody.
That's right.
Total love.
Well, Jay, we appreciate you sliding through. We appreciate the partnership as well, and certainly looking forward to being back out there all football season long. It's going to be lots of football. There's going to be lots of Feldman Chevrolet also.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks, Neal and Darren.
Thank you for the support and continued success in what you do. And I think people, when you realize and listen to the money that involved in raising it and staying here in southern Michigan and staying in the state and in the areas that you help. So I thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Glad to be doing it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Jay Feldman, everybody, Chairman and CEO of Feldman Automotive. And like we said, we will be out there every other Monday, all football season long. Lots of football, D-Mac, and lots of Chevrolets.
Well, from two great guys, from Mr. Feldman to Mr. Kearney. You know it, Academy of Warren. If you're interested in expanding your career, making a difference in your community, go to the Academy of Warren. Go see Mr. Kearney. For professionals that have a passion for working with students in the kindergarten to 8th grade department and more. So for more information on how to apply, give Academy of Warren a call, 586-552-8010, or visit academyofwarren.net.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey, it's Scott from The Bet Show. Hey, it's Monday. Really nothing good about Monday other than the fact we got 2 NFL games tonight, double the action. So make sure you guys come over at 4:30 at the Woodward Bets YouTube page and check it out, as we'll talk about some bets, some fantasy plays, all that other fun stuff. You also got to get over to that app store and download oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and the best place to check all the odds, the sports books, right in the palm of your hand. But hey, let's get to some winners. Let's stay hot, just as we were all weekend. Listen, I'm rolling with the over in that Minnesota game. Nobody can cover Justin Jefferson. Too many playmakers in that game. Sounds good to me. oddstrader.com. Woodward Bets. Check it out.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster here in the building. And let me see. People want to get my thoughts on the Michigan stuff. Second hour of the show, we'll get to college football. Spence will be on the hot seat.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of both things can be true, I think, in college football.
You're like your dad did your grandma's steak. You're so well done right now.
Yeah.
He's a little cooked.
But remember, it's Spencer's birthday, all right?
It is. Take it easy.
Damn, it's birth.
Yeah. So, we'll get into that, guys. Don't worry. I want to continue with this Lions discussion, and I have a little checklist. And this is my first one here. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm planting the flag. Dude's a star.
Stud.
He's a star. Look at the air he's in right now. Look at the numbers he's putting up. Mm-hmm. When you're talking 8 catches a game for 7, 8, 9 games in a row, whatever those numbers are, when you're in the company that he's in, when you're in the company that he's in with the Detroit greats at the wide receiver spot, I'm planting the flag right now. So now I got 2. I got 2 stars. And I'm going to get to Penei Sewell next segment. I got 2 bona fide stars that I'll ride with that are on rookie deals. And, yes, guys, I will give you the qualifier. Amon-Ra St. Brown's entire rookie contract is less than Kenny Golladay will make in September. Yes, the Kenny Golladay that played 2 plays yesterday.
That's becoming that's like me saying it's not the what, it's the who.
That's how you win in the NFL.
It is. It is. And, you know, if we're talking about yesterday, too, what we talked about last week, T, bounce backs, right? You know, can we see some consistency either on the high end of what Malcolm Rodriguez did last week? Could he continue to do that? And what was the big thing? Can Aidan Hutchinson come back? And I guess the big difference is that if you don't have a mobile quarterback, you might be in trouble, because the big thing with Hutchinson yesterday is he had those sacks from different positions. They moved him around the defensive line, and I mean, the last one was the most impressive, Neal, when he sort of looped in late, right down the middle, and you could, from where I was sitting, to sort of see it coming, and that had to be scary. So I think that answering what we were questioning last week about Hutchinson having abysmal, to say the least, start to his career, came back strong yesterday. Stats on
I think he learned something that's important called gap integrity. The Lion coaches talked about...
Wait, is this stories with T-Foss?
No, I'm just simply saying the Lion coaches talked about guys who tried to play beyond their means, guys who played out of position. I think they were talking about Aidan Hutchinson. Aidan Hutchinson, I don't think his first week was awful. He was able to get penetration. The problem was he went right by Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts went and got his 15, 20 yards. But I know Wentz is not a mobile quarterback, but I think Hutchinson learned his lesson. He played the run first, then rushed the quarterback, saw where the quarterback was, kept his quote-unquote gap integrity, and played a better game. And I think even if the Lions faced a mobile quarterback, not saying the guy wouldn't have gotten his yards, but Hutchinson would have been better because he learned his lesson from the first week, that you just can't rush up the field. You gotta stay within your gaps and do your job and not worry about doing other people's job.
And the YouTube chat thread, D. Smitty says, I didn't even know Kenny G was still playing. Well, don't worry. The Giants accounting front office, and they know he's still playing. 4 years, $72 million, $18 million per. They know he's playing. You know what I'm saying? So
couldn't I check every other week?
Absolutely. So they're more than aware, even though he plays 2 plays. But again, for me, and he's getting a lot of comps to Golden Tate. He's gonna be better than Golden Tate, man. You can loop this, record it, you can put it out there. He's so dynamic. Look at the weapon that he is running the football.
Would you say like Steve Smith? Steve Smith is a better comp? Or?
Yeah, I mean, that's the comp, but he's stronger. You know what I'm saying? He plays bigger.
Yeah.
He just needs the football in his hand. And you know what? You know what was the biggest thing for me? And it wasn't just the touchdown in and of itself. It wasn't the touchdown in a vacuum. It's what that touchdown represented with the Lions. When I talked earlier about guys made plays, you don't draw that up. Throw it up. Amon-Ra, come down with it. And he came down with it. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's your weapon. That's your guy. Throw it up. Go get it.
You're talking about weapons, right? You're talking about that consistently. It's
Make a play.
It's not a one-off. He's consistently going out and doing.
And he's
that.
doing it every week.
Every week. You mentioned the end-around run. I got fooled. Watching the play, there was about 5 of us sitting beside each other, watching the fake handoff and not picking up St. Brown. So he's dynamic. He works hard. We saw that. I think that the explanation of having Hard Knocks, Neal, of going back, is you can see that it ain't a flyer. It ain't a misnomer. This is the real deal, and you should be grateful.
The data sample just crossed the line. That's what he is.
It's got to be over, right? I mean, as far as if I had my clock on Amon-Ra St. Brown, it expired.
It expired,
and you're grateful that you have. And then you look at it and go, "Whoa, what's the contract situation?" And then you're
$1 million a year.
Are you kidding me?
But you know what he is? He's a possession receiver and a playmaker rolled into one.
Right.
In the NFL, you're either a possession receiver or you're a guy that can go up and get a 50-50 ball. You can't do both.
Isn't he more
He
your Cooper
can do
Kupp?
both.
Right. And you can give it to him in the run game. And I see on here, People Pleaser says Steve Smith is way faster. Right, but Amon-Ra St. Brown is way stronger. And just, I'll take that.
Steve Smith was pretty strong, though.
He was. No, and he was a great player.
But wouldn't the comparable be more is that you would say that he's your Cooper Kupp? You know what I mean? Like,
not a different style or whatever, but he is what Cooper Kupp represents.
Right.
That's what Amon-Ra St. Brown is.
Yes.
He is your Cooper Kupp.
Right.
Contracting it? Well, no, because Cooper Kupp's $25 million a year guy.
Hell yeah.
But look at what Kupp, right? But that's just recently. He earned that contract, right? So really getting to the Super Bowl or creating, it's just being the consistent. You know, and as long, again, what's the biggest thing? So you're not, if he's out on the field, he's going to produce. So it's availability. You got to keep him healthy.
Do you need to mark me here? Do you need to reel me back in on Amon-Ra St. Brown?
No, but you know what's going to happen? He's going to continue to produce. I don't think the NFL is really paying attention to him. This is a guy that could produce Pro Bowl numbers and not make the Pro Bowl. Simply because the Lions are not going to win 12 or 13 games. I think the league is falling asleep on this guy. So we could be having the same conversation about Amon St. Brown that we had with Cade Cunningham as far as winning Rookie of the Year. Just a gut feeling right now.
Well, in the YouTube chat poll, Spencer put it up there. Will Amon-Ra St. Brown be a Pro Bowler this year? 94% of the people, and we're pushing 200 votes, say yes. And I know the hopium's still fresh in the veins, but he's a star, man. He is our Cooper Kupp. He is our Justin Jefferson. Like, he's your dude. And it seems to me where the relationship with Goff, most importantly, out of all the discussions we're having, he's Goff's Justin Jefferson. You know what I'm saying?
Or Goff's Cooper Kupp.
Or Goff's Cooper Kupp.
And think about
but he's been around Goff the most. I mean, they've thrown passes at each other. They know each other better.
Here's the comfortability, because you saw that day one with Josh Reynolds, and you continue to see it to this day of Jared Goff and Josh Reynolds in their synchronicity. The beauty is, right? Think about this, Neal. So that's your go-to guy. That's your go-to guy, your security blanket, whatever. You're working this. And then you know what? In what week, 7, 8, or whatever, you're going to add that Lamborghini and something, you know, I know Chark's got speed and can do stuff, but he's not Jameson Williams. So when you have that, then you have something else that's a different luxury. That might help put him over the edge. Now, are you going to take some balls away from him? Possibly, but it's not. It's like you mentioned, playmakers.
But when you're up, and this is my huge thing. But when you need
a play to be made.
When you're up against it, who's the dude?
Right, because that was that was his touchdown catch.
I love
sort
that.
of scramble and got the defender on roller skates, and he was going down, but he was there to make the play.
It goes back, right? And I've been consistent with that. And I know some of you will say, but didn't you sit on this microphone last Friday and say, if you lose this game, the season's over? And yeah, but every game's in a vacuum, and the circumstances change. When new information presents itself, the circumstances change. The truth changes. And yes, that's true. I'm more excited. And again, we got the clock and everything like that. I've told you guys since minute one when I stepped on this desk and started doing this show. I told you guys, man, this is a 2-year free roll right now. D-Mac, we cooked up the clock. This is where we are. The way that they won the game yesterday is something that I've been searching for a long time with this football team. Does it mean they've arrived? No. Do they get flowers? Does that qualify for the playoffs? No, it doesn't. It's the fashion in which they did it. I've been dying to see playmakers. I've been dying to see a Detroit Lion catch the ball, fall on the ground, get up and score from laying on his stomach. I've been dying to see that. I've been dying to see them dominate a line of scrimmage and have almost as many points in the first half as the DC Commanders had yards. That was domination.
First half was.
That was domination, what we saw. And they rolled that to a win. Did it get sticky for a minute? Guess what? It got sticky for the Rams for a minute. They were up 28-3. That's the nature of this league.
It's the NFL, and the fact is, Washington made adjustments, but then we readjusted. And the fact that what I liked What I like
See, it wasn't even that to me. It wasn't even that to me.
It was the offense.
Yeah.
To me, it was you didn't get bogged down waiting to go 3 and out and give them momentum. It was the bend but not break on the defense. But again, it's to be able to put the points on the board that they do.
And Terry, to me, that's the biggest thing. It wasn't an adjustment. Somebody made a play. When the pressure was on and we thought, oh my God, here it goes again, DeAndre Swift made a play that can't be drawn up. He made a play.
Listen, I'll tell you, and if anybody was there, how many times was 67 eligible yesterday? Like literally like 8 times. And every time 67 was eligible, they'd at the end, be a tight end, they'd run Hawk over to them, they'd run that side, and they just kept pounding. It's one of those things that Washington didn't have an answer to. So they made plays, Neal. Bottom line is that they executed plays, and maybe that's what we're not used to seeing on a consistent level that we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
You're not. This team has lacked playmakers. I mean, you can get quality football players to go out and do their job, and that's fine. But at some point, you need guys who make special plays. They can break one for 50 yards, which overshadows the fact that you went 3 and out 3 straight times. So I didn't think the Lions played consistent offense yesterday, but when they had to have the hammer, they were able to put the hammer down on Washington, and that's important.
Yeah, and made play. Again, I'm going to keep going back to it, man, because I don't feel as though that this is getting its due credit. That's what's different. People say, what's different? Yeah, they won a game and stuff like that. The nature and the way they won is different, and we haven't seen it here. We haven't seen it here for a very, very long time.
There's another significance. It shows that they can do this. So when people say, oh, the Lions, they're not good enough, they can't do anything, what do you expect from them? Well, we saw at least for one day what this team is capable of.
Right.
They're capable of keeping a lead, watching a team come back, because that's what's going to happen in the NFL. Other teams are going to come back on you, but then you've got to stay one step ahead of the game, and that's what they did. So they're capable of doing this. We know this. Right. Now it's about them actually doing this.
If you want to stay one step ahead of the game, certainly in the gym and workout world, then Planet Fitness is the play. We're live at the Planet Fitness studios. As you see right here, home of the judgment-free zone, you can work out $10 a month, guys, for access to your home club. You're a big baller, shot caller, got 20-inch rims on the Impala, that's fine. Then you could go the black card route as well. Just $24.99 per month. Yes, less than $1 per day. You get unlimited use of all the amenities, the hydro massage, everything like that. Access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses around the world with unlimited guest privileges. I was there today. Tons of equipment. Never waited for a treadmill. I've never waited for any kind of equipment at Planet Fitness. It's great. Work out at the one here on Maple Road. Everything's clean. I love it there. For real. I love it there. It's helped me. It's helped me continue to accomplish my goals and everything that I wanted to do, and it can do the same for you too. Want to join? Easy. Pull in the parking lot. You're going to pass a few on the way home, or if you're on a computer, planetfitness.com. Join there. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Arm day where your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
20-inch blades on the Impala, sir. Anyways, Alta at Alta Uptime Matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You have a Bob project coming up. Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today, 844. Go to Alta. That's 844. Go to Alta.
Yeah, I kicked that one. Big D Energy, second hour of the show. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, the birthday boy. Catch the Woodward Heavyweights today live from 5 to 7 at the Coliseum on Spencer's birthday. If you're only going to watch one episode of the Heavyweights, today's the day. 5 to 7, the Coliseum.
Which I don't recommend.
Give me the camera shot,
You
Spencer.
should watch every episode.
Give me the camera shot.
It's going to be a good time.
Look.
It's gonna be a good time.
Gap Integrity, 5 o'clock. Woodward Heavyweights from the Coliseum.
Yeah, that's gonna be a different
segment
version of Gap Integrity. There.
Oh man, I can't wait. I'll be watching from a distance. I'm sorry, Spence. It's not you.
Sorry, I understand.
It's just better this way.
Makes sense.
For me personally, for what I got going on. But get out there, Spence, and live your best life, man. Happy birthday to you. Thanks, Rack, for fit. Yes, 20-inch blades. And I knew it was, but I wasn't 100% sure on it, and that's where I messed up. Rob J, YouTube chat thread. Oh, man, hold on. This is Overreaction Monday now. You got to give the Lions a couple years. And Rob J, here's where it is for me. It's not an Overreaction Monday to me. It's a validation Monday to me. Because, A, I planted the flag with Amon-Ra St. Brown, the only wide receiver in NFL history with 6 straight games with 8 catches and a touchdown. Anytime you do something that's never been done in this league over the course of a season, then you are. I'm planting the flag. He's a star. The other guy I want to talk about real quickly, and we're gonna get to the Hutchinson thing too. No doubt, no question we are, because that deserves to be spoken upon. Even in replays, D-Mac, where Jared Goff would get sacked, the thing that I took away from that, and we know, right, the interior of the line decimated with injury, guys playing positions they never played in the history of their life before. The takeaway that I had, and you guys do know this about me, I'm a Penei Sewell truther, where they can save money on material and start making that gold jacket now. Save money, do the responsible thing. Even on the replays, where Jared Goff is getting sacked, I see the camera shot, I see it pan across, and there's Sewell like 6 yards away from Goff, just eliminating Montez Sweat or whoever it was that was just pushing him into another area code. They finished that. Whoever was going up against Sewell finished the play in the 2-4-8. They were out Pontiac way, T-Foss, looking for one-legged strippers. This guy, man. This guy. So here's what I know. 2 stars. St. Brown and Sewell. Book it. There is no more debate. I don't need to see it anymore. We know what we got there. Am I overreacting to that also, Terry?
No, it's a little individual thing. So you're not saying they're making the playoffs. You're not saying they're going to go to the Super Bowl or anything. But you see some pieces that you like. But the next challenge.
No,
for the
not
Lions,
that I like, Terry. I'm planting the flag on these two dudes.
Well, whatever. Plant the flag.
Yeah.
You like whatever you like. The next challenge for the Lions is going to be, and you don't have to worry about it for like 3 or 4 years, is when they switch Penei Sewell to left tackle. When
Decker.
So that are they going to be able to find a right tackle to replace him?
Yeah, but you got time to do that, and
you don't have to worry about that right now. I'm just saying.
And isn't the thing where you look to is who's making the decisions, and right now the same guy who's made the decisions on these 2 guys, you figure out. As I sit here on the Monday after the 1-1, after the going 1-1 season, Brad Holmes making the choices. It's one of these things. Oh, he'll find it. Right,
Yeah.
right now, as we sit here, you're not worried about that because who's also making the decisions, where the books are at, and all this. Pieces are slowly but surely coming into play. When you can finally say that, how long has it been? Since Calvin? Since Bear? Who was the last guy that you put your flag on, gave the gold jacket to? Did you give any gold jackets away to anybody but Calvin and Barry?
Not for a decade.
No. And you're only giving one here, and the other guy is legitimately a piece. So that's what you want. Are you going to be able to say that by the end of the year? Are you going to say that again? Are you looking, how long does Hutchinson have before you're willing to say that? Because it's taken you almost 2 years, well, not 2 years, but into the next season of a full season to say that about Penei Sewell.
Right, and you have that, right? Because he showed us. And right, I got to be consistent with it. Go out there and make plays.
So at this point next year or at the end of the season,
yeah. Well, if it continues the way that it's trending, then you can throw another one on the fire. You know what I'm saying? You get an NFL Defensive Player of the Year or Rookie Pro Bowler, dare I say, you throw another log on that fire, and that's 2 drafts. But see, we're having that discussion right now, man. Like, that's what I'm talking about. It's more than, am I calling for the playoffs, as Terry said? No, I'm not calling for the playoffs.
Playoffs?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying the dude that's here, that was brought here, that changed the philosophy of how an organization is run, has shown you.
Where you at?
But he has, Rose. He's Terry. Again, mark me.
Okay.
Check me. Pull me back in if you feel it's necessary. But this, you could talk. You can make the case, right? You can see it at least.
Okay. Here's why you're jumping up and down like a kangaroo. For the first time, probably in your lifetime, the Lions are acting like a real organization. Mm-hmm. This is the way the other 30 teams acted. Responsible. They built the team. Now the next thing Brad Holmes needs to do, he needs to get some more playmakers, but he's building depth from this point forward. And so you're seeing the pieces fall into place. You're getting your little panties in a bunch, which I like to see.
And you know what else, to your point, though, is that, okay, yes, here's your pieces. But the guys that are, isn't it as important or more important of what they're building? Because what you just saw in the first win of the year is not your best players, all your best players out there, but you had a bunch of role guys in the system that bought in and got the job done. You know, some of these guys that from last year's defense that you re-signed, there's something there, Neal. There's something there to in the locker room, playing for the coach, and then getting better. And the fact that you can't turn away from the fact that they put 71 points on the board in 2 weeks.
Right. Well, now, Neal, I'm going to say one more thing. Yeah. When I do, please do me a favor. Don't drool all over the table.
Okay.
We're talking about the great things that Brad Holmes is doing. 2 of his pieces are not even playing.
Right.
And that's Pascal, who might be able to do something on the other side, and Williams, the wide receiver. So wait until they get acclimated, and it's either going to be late this season or next season, and then he'll bring in some more draft picks and some more free agents. I mean, it could really look nice next year.
And I wanted to bring Sewell up because I want the Penei Sewell appreciation, the flowers right now for Sewell. They had 191 yards rushing yesterday. This whole thing turned, this rushing attack turned, the second Penei Sewell stepped on the field. The second. Because how was the rushing attack before that, guys? Remember, they went like 8 years without a 100-yard rusher in a game? They're pushing 200 rushing yards in games now. What changed? Penei Sewell changed. This guy is a monster. Did it last year too, though. Mm-hmm. And what was the difference? And it doesn't matter who's hurt. Penei Sewell's out there. The show goes on. It does. This guy, and because of the nature of his position, I don't think that he'll get the credit he deserves for it. But for one day, for one segment, I want to shine the light on Penei Sewell. Next stop, Hall of Fame. Because I am calling that. Because the rushing attack of this football team, the second he stepped on the field, is built different. It's different. And it grinds you. And they continue and continue to chew it up. You want to take away St. Brown's big carry, go ahead, still 150 yards rush. We never saw that. For 8 years, we never saw it. Remember when they got a 100-yard rusher that first time since, like, Reggie Bush was the one? Like, think about that, man. They do this on the regular now. They pound teams in the mouth running the football. And I'm sorry, but Sewell's a catalyst for that because he's been the one constant.
Well, what you're seeing is that the preseason or the way that this offensive line for the Detroit Lions viewed across the league is the fact that it's legit. To Terry's point, you know what's brilliant, Terry, is the fact that you brought up the fact that the first and the second rounder in Williams and in Pascal haven't played. But yet, so while you're waiting to see the top of the pick, you got your 6th rounder. That's making an impact. So what I'm saying is great GMs, you know what? Maybe while the top of it you're waiting to see because you expect them to be good players, but there's injuries and stuff like this. Oh, he's hitting on the guys in the back end, right? So that's what good GMs do. And then you put people in place when the guys go down. So they're winning. That was a great team win.
YouTube chat thread, Pistons fan 11. SMH, Neal, Sewell was responsible for 100% of the Lions' penalties yesterday, and you want to praise. I see you working there, Pistons fan.
Yeah, but at least he came early.
That's right. Well, you know, I remember that time Calvin dropped a pass, too. You know,
yes, he did drop a pass.
He did drop a pass. Dom Rivera says, Penei Sewell greater than Micah Parsons. I'm here for it, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm here for it.
We'll see when they play each other. They're going to be.
We're going to see.
We're going to see.
Can you agree that they both for the young players they are have major impacts on their team? Could be the biggest impact for the young players.
No, you got to pick a side, D-Mac. You're either with Sewell or you're against him. That's it. And yes, Sewell greater than Micah Parsons. Let's go. All I know, one guy's getting his gold jacket sized already.
Yeah, and the other guy's waiting in the lobby.
One guy turned the entire mentality of a team.
The question, but here's the question, right? Where are you at if they switch teams? You know what I'm saying? If you had Parsons and not Sewell, and they had Sewell, not Parsons, who's a better team?
Dallas.
You think?
I think so.
Okay.
I wonder, deep down in their soul, and I know Jamar Chase is a star. Deep down in their soul, if they had it to do over again.
Oh, they would. Joe Burrow got sacked 7 times.
Again.
Yeah.
Deep down in their soul.
He's going to get killed, bro.
Yes, he is.
No, I think they would have stayed.
You think they would stay, Chase?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Chase is a superstar. Chase can get
Sewell's
a gold jacket.
Superstar.
Huh?
Sewell's a superstar, too.
But are they going to the Super Bowl with Penei Sewell last year? Maybe. Maybe not.
Probably not.
But
Probably
they
not.
went to the ultimate game. So you don't change anything.
Yeah,
and Chase is going to be a bitch. I mean,
no doubt.
This
superstar. No doubt. There was no wrong pick there. There was no wrong pick. So
I think they're good.
I would agree.
Everybody's
and
good.
we're happy too.
And we are happy too. YouTube chat poll, who would you rather have? Penei Sewell, Micah Parsons. Penei Sewell, 86%. Yay!
Yeah, but you're going to go Joe's own home.
As
boy.
Ice Cube would say, Terry. Yay!
Yeah, he said it 1,000,000 times.
I've said it 1,000,000 times. The official drink of summer is still holding on because it is still summer. It's the Mulligan, made with Gypsy vodka. I'm not going to confirm. I'm not going to deny. But yesterday, I had the TV out on the patio watching the game. We may have cracked a mulligan in the second half. We may have. I'm just saying, because if I was out in the golf course or in the backyard, which I was, the mulligan was calling my name. Answer the mulligan at your local golf course or at a Total Wine store near you. They're 8%, everybody. I'm not going to sit there and say we smashed 4 of them or anything like that. But we did have one because we were feeling all right. And that's what I'm saying. The Mulligan, made with Gypsy Vodka, support a Michigan-based company out of Petoskey. As always, drink responsibly.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries, what will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
There is nothing better on game day than a rocking tailgate. With all the fun comes some responsibility too. Host liquor liability is an important coverage when hosting a high school, college, or pro tailgate. Let Mark at Swiss Insurance make sure you are protected so you can enjoy the big game.
Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, T. Foss, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building. YouTube chat thread. People Pleaser says, Dallas is locked into Zeke. I'd hate to be them. Oh, so would I.
Can you know what? This is important, because it's going to flip-flop here in a little bit. But Sam Flannel and Rake brought it up. It seems, and I don't think Neal's doing it on purpose, not like his tone. But your boys, before we talk about little DeAndre Swift, because I've said this all along, you've waved that flag for...
I'm sorry, I just got breaking news. I don't mean to interrupt from the Lions conversation or anything, but from XYZ Detroit, Justin Emoni Bates, 18, is facing 2 felony gun charges after he was pulled over last night in the Superior Township. Deputies found a gun in the vehicle.
Emoni Bates?
Emoni Bates.
Man, that hurts.
Oops.
That hurts.
Yeah.
That's not good for business.
That is not good.
Or your brand.
That's why some guys can't play at home. I know you say, I want to be in Detroit. I want to be in the Detroit area. These are my boys.
Some dudes have to get out.
Some guys can't do it. Charles Rogers couldn't do it.
Right.
So Emoni Bates, probably hanging out with his boys and stuff, doesn't work all the time.
I'll never understand it, dude. Why the gun?
Some people need protection, I guess. I don't carry a gun. I know a bunch of people who don't, and I haven't been robbed. But I don't hang out with a young element.
No, I get it. I just don't understand the why, man. When you got something to lose. You know?
Well, here's the whole thing. The little behind the scene. I don't either, Terry, but everybody with me does. and that's but it's because it's where you live in. So to that point is that he should never be around that unless it's all legal, and mostly because I'm surrounded by cops and stuff, off-duty guys and stuff. So, it's an unfortunate.
It is.
But you're right. It's tough. Speaking, hey, I had the Detroit River in between the hometown and being, Detroit's favorite stepchild. It takes a long time because there are different, like you said, Terry, because you forget about what your purpose or your goal is and trying to be like him, an NBA player and stuff like this, and you get wrapped up in some of the stuff of growing up, and it's unfortunate.
Right, and some of these guys don't understand that. You hanging out with your boys, I might be working at the fish market, slinging fish. I don't have anything to lose. You have a potential NBA career, so you hanging out with these dudes, and they're gonna do stuff, and you're like, okay, I'm down with it because I don't want to have these guys think that I'm not down with them. Yeah, but sometimes you got to put your boys down because you have way more to lose than they do.
I understand, like, wanting the gun, someone to have a gun for your protection because people do get shot and die every day. That is just a fact of the law of nature. But like Terry said, when you had something to lose in that situation, it needs to be a legal gun registered to one of your friends or a member of your crew or somebody that you're rolling with. That's how you have to do it when you're in that situation. Makes no sense to carry an illegal firearm.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But YouTube chat poll: who would you rather have, Penei Sewell, Micah Parsons? Penei Sewell, 86% of the vote, nearly 200 votes in that one. As we said, People Pleaser said too, Dallas is locked into Zeke. I'd hate to be them. $12 million dead cap if they want to send him packing this year. So that's what it's going to cost them. Well, see you later. You see Tony Pollard's getting all the carries and everything at the goal line, too. He's sitting on that bench stewing. Man, who saw that one coming? Yeah. I certainly didn't. Him and his 40 yards per game. So there is that. I did want to touch, too, on... Levon Green says, let Cube do that, Neil. I thought it was pretty good, Ice Cube, no?
Yeah. It was pretty good.
That's T-Foss letting me know. He's deep in the streets.
Before you move on to Hutch, can I just get a little bit of what... I gotta hear what Sam thought of his boy. He's been carrying the flag for DeAndre Swift from preaching 1,000 yards, lead the NFC in rushing and stuff like this. So I think it's important that when he does make a good point...
No, D-Mac, he's talking about a foul. Not 1,000 yards, but a foul.
1,000 running, 1,000 receiving.
Yes.
Well, whatever it is, how was your performance and what out of your boy yesterday?
I mean, after he had that 50-yard run in the first quarter, I mean, Spencer, you saw me. I was like, yes, I got that. My prediction is right. He's going to lead the NFC in rushing. He's well on his way. And he only got 4 carries the rest of the game. The ankle was obviously bothering him. But what I loved, what Neal said earlier, Washington had to cut it to 22-15, and then Detroit had to respond. They drove down the field, and then DeAndre Swift made that play that very few people in the NFL could make, where he caught it laying down, got up, shook a few guys, and scored a touchdown. So I am very, very encouraged by how he played. Albeit he was obviously a little banged up. He only had 5 carries. He's still second in the NFC in rushing yards. He's only 36 yards behind Saquon Barkley, and he's on pace for 1,700. I'm happy about that. So all around, very impressed with DeAndre Swift, albeit in a smaller sample size because the ankle was obviously bothering him.
See, everybody might be right about DeAndre Swift. Flannel, at the end of the season, could be saying he should have led the NFL in rushing. Others who doubt him say, well, yeah, he would have if he wasn't injured all the time. And that boogaboo is still back in there. He's got a bad ankle. He had 5 carries. Think of what he would have done if he had 15 carries, if he could stay healthy.
Which they said he was going to be on the, quote, pitch count. So it wasn't like it was a surprise or anything like that. But, man.
He made the best of it. But, again, so when it comes...
This guy never has to practice again. Let's just call it what it is. Just sit him out of practice forever.
His greatest... If the availability of DeAndre Swift, there's another guy you might be able to put him in the Ross St. Brown if he's... My thing is, but what's his availability? Instead of, projected, this or that, what's he really going to get? So...
He might be Mr. Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda.
Yeah, maybe.
Does he remind you of anybody like that, Terry? Does anybody come to mind, not only with the talent with that, but just couldn't get on the field enough?
Usually it's older guys. It's older guys who can't stay on the field because when you get older, you get injuries and you can't play as much. But he is a guy that shows flashes of being great, but I joked week 1 when he was showing out. I kept saying to myself as I was watching the game, when does his ankle give out?
Right.
Yeah. Jake Wagner, I don't get the need for a gun, Neil. Really? Brian Robinson Jr., but do it the right way. I don't know, man. I don't see what positives that brings to my brand. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting it at risk.
You need a gun if you're hanging out with certain people. You need a gun.
So then what do you do?
Don't hang out with
You got to drop your boys. Say, I love you, but...
And if you love me, you'll understand.
Right.
And
you know what? I'll take care of you when I make the pros.
The most poignant thing is, didn't you say 18-year-old Emoni Bates?
Yeah. And yeah, right. And D-Mac, you're 1,000% right, because I'll be one of the few honest ones that stand up there. Me at 18... didn't really care a lot about the brand then either. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know to.
You'd think because he's so high, prolific, NIL, this, that, basketball star and this, that, there'd be more better surrounded. But a lot of times it's not the what, it's the who, and it's who you surround yourself with.
Absolutely true. Aidan Hutchinson, 3 sacks yesterday, balled out. Defensive line dominated the first half of that football game. Terry and I could have been the safeties for the Lions in the first half of that game, and it wouldn't have mattered because Carson Wentz was running for his life and absolutely, thoroughly dominated the football game. And Charles Harris was great, plays. turned a game with the safety, got the ball back. It was incredible. I know a lot of people talk too. Hutch banged up towards the end of the game and really was limping around. We'll find out more today. Manny Miller will get us apprised of what everything is going on. I know I heard a lot of talk about cramps with Okudah, possibly cramps with Hutch. It looked like it was a little more than cramps for me. But D-Mac, I want to ask you this. Darren McCarty, young, just drafted, first year in the league. Did you fully grasp, how long does it take you to grasp nutrition and hydration? You never did you?
He's still working on that. This is a guy who drinks like 10 of these a day and never. Never. I think it's more of a football thing or something like that. But when you grasp it, you know that to not let that if your urine gets a certain color that you're dehydrated, you need to drink some water. I think that more so even to at the end. So honestly, Neal, probably not until maybe the 2000s. It just wasn't imperative more in the 90s and stuff like this. Now it's so imperative because the diet and the workout and 24/7. So there shouldn't be an excuse. Plus, back in the day, Neal, you just get an IV injection. If you're dehydrated, you just and trust me, I'm an alcoholic. I was dehydrated a lot, so I got replenished, with the IVs or the bag or whatever like this. Like that's more of when you say that to me, it's not drink Gatorade, drink water. It's go see the doc.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you an example of a guy.
Right.
It took him 7 years to figure this out, and that was John Sally, who played for the Pistons. At first, John Sally was just having a good time, doing what he wanted to do, and then, like his 6th or 7th year, he started more seriously on nutrition, hydration. He would even ask you, what color are your fingernails? He could tell if you were in good shape by looking at your fingernails, the color.
Right.
So he got into that, but it took him 7 years to do that.
Neal Ruhl here for the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called This is the F Word. It's a series about the awareness of fentanyl and the other addictions that, let's be real, they're plaguing our communities right now. Go to thesportsma.com if you're struggling. You know what? If you know someone that's struggling, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency, they are here to help.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know what, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open to unlimited play. We can stay there open until close. Have a good time. They also have private lane reservation, $120, 10 to 12 people. You get your own lane. You can stay there as long as you want. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. You pop in $2, pops you out a good beer. No hassle, no fuss needed. If you know what you want or want to make a decision, there are multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you come check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster here in the building. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, you know the squad. Mike G, YouTube chat thread. Rule breaker, it's Hutchinson's roots at Michigan, let's face it.
That stuff's. I told you guys that stuff's over.
Sam Flannel send that in?
From Sam Flannel. Second you get drafted, man, it's like when Spielman got drafted by the Lions. Second you get drafted, man, all that stuff's over. He plays for the Lions, man.
That's true. Some people didn't want the Lions to draft Spielman because he played.
He played at
Ohio State University.
Right. So
I'll never cheer for this MFer. Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah, no question about that. We need to discuss the NFL as a whole. And just, I'm going to ask you guys both in a second to just kind of give me the one thing that stood out to you that wasn't Lions related. I'm going to take the floor first here, though. And I want to discuss. And I want to have a chat and address the Sam Flannels, the Easies of the world from the Woodward heavyweights. Because the thing that jumped out to me was old Tua Tagovailoa. And on the road, in Baltimore, of all places, 35-14 down in the fourth quarter. Tua, 469 yards, 6 touchdowns, puts the team on his back, and they get a win in a game they trailed 35-14. And Sam Flannel, you, the Easies of the world that call this guy mid, all he does is win football games to the tune of 65% of every game he's ever started. His team's won to the tune of won a national championship at Alabama as well. This guy's good. This guy could be great. This guy is a damn good quarterback in the NFL. Your thoughts, Sam Flannel?
I mean, he played the best game of his life. I can't deny that. He was phenomenal. That was the first time I've ever seen Tua actually win a game basically by himself when the defense let him down, when the running game gave him very little. Tua went out and won that game, and it shows what having two guys like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle can do for you, which is obviously a benefit for Tua. But I've got one thing I want to say kind of in retort. So, did you know that both Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow, two guys who are in the same draft class as him, have losing records as starters in the regular season? So, obviously, Tua is better than both of them, right? Is that what you're saying, Neal? If it's all about wins, that's basically what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it's obvious.
Oh, no.
It's obvious. He wins football games, dude.
But so
why does he get penalized for that?
Is Justin Herbert a loser then because he has a losing record in the regular season?
Those are 3 really good quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, can they all be good? Is that possible?
But you come on. Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow are still eons above Tua Tagovailoa.
Now that's aggressive, dude.
That's
eons.
Yes, because I got another quick stat really quick. So Tua Tagovailoa, congratulations, finally won his first game in which he threw over 300 yards, and finally won his first game as a starter in which he threw 3 touchdown passes. He has more starting quarterback wins throwing for less than 100 yards than over 300 yards. So everything I said about him for his first couple years is valid. He has made a leap. Having Tyreek Hill has helped him. Having a new head coach, an offensive head coach, has helped him. Going forward, he has earned a grace period with me because he showed me that he can be really good. He can take a game into his own hands when everything else breaks down. But everything I said about him in his first 2 seasons is still valid, and I will die on that hill forever.
YouTube chat poll right now. Who would you rather have for the Lions, Tua or Goff? Let's see. Who would you rather have, Sam Flannel?
I'd still rather have Jared Goff because, and I'm not playing the same game you're playing, but if you're looking at wins, I believe Jared Goff's record as a starting quarterback is 46-38-1, which is pretty good too. And Jared Goff, if we're talking about wins, has led his team to a Super Bowl, while Tua Tagovailoa hasn't even led his team to the playoffs. And obviously I don't think that's all on the quarterback, but still right now, Jared Goff has shown more in his career than Tua. Jared Goff threw 4 touchdown passes yesterday, to be fair. So right now, if everything was equal, I would rather have Jared Goff in the preliminary.
Would you rather have 4 Tuas or 1 Goff? Because that's also a factor too.
The money, obviously, on a rookie contract, you'd rather have Tua, but
thank you,
and that's
thank
fair.
you. Right now,
because that gave them the flexibility to go out and get a guy like Tyreek Hill, who is obviously doing wonders for a guy like Tua Tagovailoa.
But guys, and I'm curious to get both your takes on this, because you have people like Sam Flannel that say that Burrow is, quote, eons ahead of Tua, and for Easy to sit there wherever he is and say Tua's a mid quarterback. No. What else does a guy got to do, man? Why the hate for Tua, D-Mac?
Well, he said it. He's making you have a choice. You have to choose one. The other. Why can't you choose them all? If I would say that Tua, to Sam's point about the facts, right? He's more of a guy that's not gonna. He's gonna take the game manager, so to speak. Whereas Burrow or Herbert are gonna go out and throw you that 300 yards. You know, the question you bring up here is how good would Joe Burrow be if he was protected, right? So, to the question on the poll, here's where it comes down to. It comes down to Jared Goff plus Ben Johnson. Jared Goff, do I see what I like? But the real question is, but look at the money. Because your whole argument that takes you over the top is the contract.
Because it changes.
Is the contract.
Right. It changes. Like, I love Lamar
Jackson. To
Jackson.
Sam's point about being able to get a Tyreek Hill and to be able to execute. But the thing is.
There it is.
But the thing is, Tua executes. So there's legitimacy in all of these arguments. He's not mid. Right, he's not mid. He's
not
a guy.
eons
but to
behind
what
those
you
other
said,
guys.
He's learned, and there's certain separations. Just like we've seen a different Jared Goff when Anthony Lynn was let go, and Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell too. Now eyeball test.
I understand that, but one more thing I have to say is Justin Herbert does have a losing record as a starting quarterback, but he has 10 quarterback wins in which he has thrown for 3 touchdown passes or more, and Tua Tagovailoa, after yesterday, finally has 1. That's why the quarterback wins metric is so flawed to me. And I'll give Tua Tagovailoa his credit. I said he was immaculate on Twitter, and he was. He won that game by himself. But that doesn't take away history. He is nowhere near guys like Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow. It's not even close.
Mark Walston said that wasn't the question. The question was just Tua or Goff, not the contracts. No, the contracts are it too. The contracts, the most important part of it. Terry, I know you hate this because you hate money and you hate cap space.
Here, I'm going to make you put a little smile on your face. I'd rather have Tua because of the contract and because of the potential. I know what Jared Goff can do. I don't know what Tua can do with 3 or 4 years of experience under his belt. So I'd take that young guy, partly because of the contract, and
look at you, Terry Foster.
Because I think he has a higher upside than Jared Goff.
Yeah, look at you. And
I'm growing up.
Joel says you take Tua with that contract over an overpaid Goff. Look at Terry Foster, everybody. He grows up and he grows up and he grows up, and I love it. You're evolving. I love it. T. Foss, what around the NFL? What jumped out to you? And what was really a crazy ass Sunday?
Oh my Lord, there's a lot of stuff yesterday. I enjoyed the Bears and Green Bay Packers. And then Aaron Rodgers trying to get through. It's a tough time for him, even though they won. It's a tough time for him. He doesn't have a grasp of his wide receivers, but he still found a way to win. They decided to run the football. So they decided to run the football, and then they ran away from the Bears.
Is Justin Fields any good? I literally every day go back and forth on that. For real.
It's funny that you say that because I was like up till last week, no. Then I was like, oh, maybe he's got something. Now I'm no again.
And then even yesterday in the game, he's awful, but then he goes and makes a play. And then I'm like, okay, I can see it. And then he's like, it changes by the minute with him.
I really don't know. I
don't
got
either.
a question mark. I'm still undecided.
He's a meh quarterback who makes plays.
I think he's worse than Matt. I think he's a bad quarterback who makes plays, and I believed in him, but in the first 2 games, he's thrown for 191 yards in 2 games. That's less than 100 yards a game. That's not going to get it done as a quarterback in the NFL. It's just not.
Real quick, couple things. I wouldn't want to be Hunter Renfrew today. Fumbled the ball, but he fumbled it the play before, and they got it back, and then he put it on the ground again for a return to Arizona. And trust me, I have all of Arizona's team on my fantasy team out of spite, and I got Aaron Jones up against yesterday. But you know whose name hasn't come up? And I came in and said, hey, anybody else? Right? Terry, you'll love it. What about Lamar Jackson? What about him betting on himself and going out and do it? Like, Nobody's talking about it because of what Tua did coming back, but Lamar had a day yesterday too.
Yes, he did.
You know what I'm saying? And betting on himself. I mean, that to me.
And saying he will not play under the franchise tag next year.
That's what he said?
He said, I will not play under the franchise
He's coming
tag.
to the Lions.
But I'm just saying, what do you guys think of Lamar? Can I get a quick before I...
Oh, no, I mean, I love Lamar. I do. I love Lamar. Now, at $52 million a year?
No, you can't love Lamar at 52.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, when we have these debates, dude, it matters. It does. And that was tone. That was tone on purpose.
At 50. Because you see what he's doing to his team.
He wants Deshaun Watson's contract. That's what he wants. Five at 250, all guaranteed. That's what he wants.
Well, give it to him. I can't offer you a Deshaun Watson's contract, but I can offer you the last month to get into the drawing to win the dream car from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. Yeah, you know it. You love it. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, 168 of them all across this great country. Get in there for an award-winning haircut experience. Get into the draw. You know it's Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's Haircuts open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Neal Ruhl here for oddstrader.com, the #1 site for all of your game day betting activity. Yes, they give you play-by-play updates and live scores, and that's cool. That's fun. You do need that. Here's the angle here, guys. The best price on every game from multiple sports books. You can customize the list. All the ones you have an account with, they're right there in front of you. Not opening an app here, closing out, go back to the other app here. Let me go back and double check that price. No, all the prices are right there in live time, right there for you to weigh. Don't take a bad number, and don't throw money away. Come on, guys. What are we doing here? Make the smart play. Get the best price for your money, and oddstrader.com can help you find your best bet. It's oddstrader.com. Coming down the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, Twitter handles, social media handles, all on the screen. Cam Savage tweets at us and says, let's go. What jersey should I get? Hutch, Amon-Ra? I still do have a black Roy Williams jersey from back in the day, LOL. Those black jerseys.
Rodriguez.
There you go, Rodrigo. You could do that one as well. Ghostface says, Justin Fields is no good. Patty Grimes says, what has Tua done? He's 17-8 as a starter. He wins games. Like, you can debate the style, or if the style doesn't fit your eye, if he didn't win the way you wanted to, you can go ahead and get mad about it. That's what he's done. He's won games.
Well, what did Dan Campbell at the beginning when we played that? It doesn't matter how you win games in the NFL, you just got to win games. He's the epitome of just winning games. Sam gave you the stat numbers. It doesn't matter. You gave the stats of what his winning percentage is. If you just want to just win, baby, that's at the end of the day. That's what Tua does.
No, absolutely. YouTube chat thread. The thing that sticks out to me is that the Bengals are 0-2. They got some issues, man.
They lost to Cooper Rush.
Lost to Cooper Rush. It's hard to win games on the road, though, man.
How about Trey Lance down, Jimmy G coming in?
Old Jimmy G. And he did what he does. He comes in the game.
Here's the thing where
they
Kyle
win.
Shanahan, and they know. I mean, obviously, you didn't think that it would play out this early, that Lance might get hurt or go down, but the system's in place. Jimmy knows the system. That's what you want in the backup, is San Fran sort of was in the best position on any team for this to happen. And he went out and he played. And what I like, if you watch, there's a quarterback keeper touchdown, but you see the way the team rallies towards him, like these still are their guy. You know what I mean? There's
I saw that in the clip.
And he's probably the best quarterback on that team, but they're going in a different direction because of youth and because of money and they're getting rid of the old guy that makes more money.
Kyle Shanahan or whatever is so grateful that they were able to figure it out.
Absolutely. So there is that, and we do have to talk about the what happened in college. Petty Grimes says, Neal, then how come when Goff went to the Super Bowl, it was him that lost it and not the team? I don't know.
Because their offense didn't score a touchdown?
Yeah.
I think people point out that Jared Goff threw one touchdown pass through the whole playoffs.
The entire postseason,
And then there's Jimmy G, who was a dropped interception away from going to the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 years. And Jimmy G's back in there.
Yeah,
the clip that I saw on ESPN this morning, that lineman, I didn't catch who it was. When he threw that touchdown pass, that lineman was real happy to see Jimmy G when he gave him the congratulations. That's a tell. That's for people that are around locker rooms and stuff. It's a tell, man.
That's the tell. How do guys rally to their? We hear it all the time. How do they rally to pick up the quarterback when he's down, or how do guys when things aren't going good? But how when they do go good? And you look at, and it goes. You know what? It goes down to even back to the culture of the Lions locker room when the whole team's going skip to Dan Skipper, who stepped in and stuff like this. That's the culture because you can win with. And then that's why San Fran, to me now, right, inside the locker room, to Terry's point, inside the locker room, it's sort of like, I guess, us having two goalies, right? If you look at 2008, Red Wings playoffs, right? Dominic Hasek starts. Well, he doesn't get the job done. Mike Babcock pulls and puts Chris Osgood in, who's had all the experience. Next thing you know, we win another cup. Chris Osgood might be the Jimmy G, or Jimmy G might be the Chris Osgood in this situation, the 2022 season, like he was in the 08 playoffs for the Detroit Red Wings. You never know.
College discussion. Mike G YouTube chat thread. Michigan took care of the Huskies. Enough said. So I have to go to Sam Flannel for the J.J. McCarthy Heisman campaign.
What's he at today?
So let me see. He was, because this is what the voters do across the country, by the way. They don't watch the games or anything. They just do this, what I'm doing right now. 15 for 18, 214 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. How does C.J. Stroud do?
Oh, he had 5 touchdown passes, 370 yards. J.J. McCarthy has...
So did he keep pace?
No, he most certainly did not. I was actually at the game. I wouldn't say I was disappointed in J.J. McCarthy's performance. I would say that I was a little bit underwhelmed. They threw a lot of swing passes. Those were kind of like Cade McNamara type calls, and I was a little bit concerned. I mean, it was there all day, obviously. UConn's not going to stop it. Roman Wilson just has all kinds of speed, A.J. Henning. But I was looking for them to air the ball out a little bit more. But I'm also a little bit upset with Ronnie Bell and Luke Schoonmaker for getting tackled at the 1-yard line twice on throws that were actually really, really good by J.J. McCarthy, and then letting the goal line touchdown merchant, Blake Corum, finish it off. So he has definitely not kept pace. He just hasn't.
Hold on. Was that bitterness inside his own report?
It was your tone, Sam Flannel.
Why are you hating on Blake Corum?
Yeah.
At least he scored.
Because it's costing JJ a Heisman bid, right?
So do you think that, let me ask you this question. Did it appear to you that maybe Harbaugh, was there a seatbelt on JJ? They didn't let him, you wanted him to see more out of him? Succeed or fail? You just wanted to see more out of him, more air yards?
I did. There wasn't a lot of down the field passing, and that was kind of a surprise. But like I said, the swing passes were there all day. They were getting consistent chunk plays. So I guess on one hand, they didn't have to air the ball out. But he did a couple of times. He made some impressive throws, but I was a little bit underwhelmed. And like Neal said, when you can't have 0 touchdown passes in a game and keep pace in the Heisman race, I will admit it took a major hit. He's behind. I mean, Michael Penix, though, he's
way behind. It's over.
Hey, speaking of quarterbacks, how about Michael Penix? What he did?
I think it's time to go to break.
Well,
we really
Spence,
don't gotta talk about that.
I gave you an exit ramp, and you blew right by the exit ramp, and you planted your flag and said, "I expect them to win."
I did,
and they got cooked. And Michael Penei spun it and absolutely murdered them. I go to you for comment.
Yeah, no, it's they were awful. That's the only comment is a very disappointing loss. You know, the secondary looked awful. They were giving up wide open, middle of the field catches to the tight ends on 3rd and 5 for 15 yards. It happened multiple times, and it's just terrible. We need Peyton Thorne looked good on the bright side. Peyton Thorne looked good. Keon Coleman looks like an NFL wide receiver. Like he looks like he's going to play on Sunday. So. That was the bright spot from it, but the defense was just a travesty.
T. Foss, you've been around. These college games happen in a vacuum, right? And you knew that they were going to be up against it, and you knew Michael Penix is a good player. If you know college football, you knew Michael Penix is a good player. Where do you rate this? Because Braylon was on one this weekend about Michigan State. He was all over them, and they have to win and all that kind of stuff. Am I copping out to say both things can be true? In that, I'm not going to say that they're cooked or they're washed, or I'm not going to say Mel Tucker's overrated because they didn't win. That was a tough game to expect to win. I was surprised that Spencer laid it down like that. But with all that being said, I don't want to say the brand took a hit, but it doesn't help, right?
I think it took a hit.
Really?
Because
okay.
Even though the final score was somewhat close, they were getting rolled.
Oh, they got, as you like to say, they got mollywopped.
They were it was a mollywop alert. That's what I'd say. So, I think the brand did take a hit because this was a game where we wanted to see, is Michigan State that third team that can unseat Ohio State or Michigan? And it looks like the answer is no. Michigan State appears to be a nice little 8-4 team, maybe 9-3. Will settle into that number 3 and number 4 spot because now you got to consider Penn State now because they did pull the upset at Auburn. So I think that game solidified Michigan State as the number 4 team to watch in the Big Ten race as of this moment. So it took a hit.
I just want to know, to the same point as J.J. McCarthy eliminating himself from Heisman contention, did Michael Penix put his name back in there? Or, I mean, C.J. Stroud obviously probably had the biggest impact for the Heisman race, but was Penix ever in that conversation? Or
I would think so. They got one of the best offenses in the country. I mean, no one's going to vote for him because he plays out west,
Right.
and nobody here, the 4 writers at the Dayton Daily News that have Heisman votes, they're never going to watch him play, so they won't know, and they'll never vote for him or anything like that. But through all that, though, I mean, you got to give him his respect. He's a great player, man.
Well, and here's the whole thing. The holes in the secondary that we were wondering about from last year and stuff couldn't stop anybody. Spence still can't.
Yeah, still can't. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. They got thrashed.
They got to figure it out.
They
do. They'll be back, and the whole thing. Tuck, this is part of their
Neal, here's
process.
one reason you cannot eliminate JJ. Were we talking about Aidan Hutchinson 3 weeks into the season last year? No. He wasn't even a consideration. Kenneth Walker was the one guy that we were looking at from the state of Michigan. All of a sudden, in the middle of the season, Hutchinson all of a sudden passed him, was in the Heisman race, got to go to New York. So you can't eliminate JJ because even though he will not put up the stats of C.J. Stroud and other guys, the M brand is still pretty strong.
He won't even be in the vicinity, man. Like, the Heisman thing's over.
We'll see. All right.
It's
All
over.
Right.
It's over, T. Foss.
Remember this
Citron's
day.
the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. You can get their 6-pack sampler box at citronworld.com/Red Wings. All 3 flavors in one Red Wings branded box. The great tasting cranberry, the classic, and the sugar-free. Get energized with Citron, and let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Neal Ruhl here for the Monroe Street Midway final week, everybody. If you haven't got down to the Monroe Street Midway, you got until September 25th. You can experience a roller skating, mini golf, art, live music, food trucks, and more. A fun, safe environment for everybody, ages 1 to 100. You still got a couple days left of the really good weather, so slide on out there to the Monroe Street Midway. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com for more information. deckedoutdetroit.com. Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. The gang is all here, and you know, it's one of those things where lots of action, as we saw in and around the football space. YouTube chat thread, Mike G. I think Jack Harrington is probably laughing sitting at us talking about all the JV. People are self-aware. Ryan Nurmi says Georgia, Alabama, the rest of the SEC is mediocre. We have this discussion. They got 5 different national champions, man.
Kentucky looks pretty good this year, too. Arkansas looks good.
Yeah. They got 5 national champions in the last 15 years?
Yeah.
Like,
A&M did lose to App State, but I still think.
What about App State? Did you guys see the end of the App State game?
That Hail Mary? Yeah.
App State's got the most exciting college football season of anybody.
Unbelievable play, and sort of the plan play where you see that they show the replay of the tip drill, the 2 guys running behind or whatever. But App State they're the legend killers. They are they should just have legend killers. They have Sam Flannel statue right at the front of App State going, "Don't come here if you're a legend. We are going to kill you. We'll travel to kill you."
Yeah. Mutter said, Neal, not all 5 are great at the same time. Right, because it's mathematically impossible because they all play each other and somebody wins. Like, come on, guys. Let's get with it here. Real Cream of Wheat says the Big Ten looks worse overall.
Facts.
This Big Ten is awful.
Purdue got
right now it
handled
looks like
by
there's
Minnesota.
2 teams. 2 teams, maybe half a team, but Michigan and Ohio State.
That's
right?
it.
That's Purdue. You know, like you said,
lost to Syracuse.
What'd you say? Herm Edwards out at ASU.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan beats Arizona State and he gets fired.
Yeah.
That's right.
Look at
I'd have
that.
fired his ass too. He was already teetering. Then you can't lose to Eastern Michigan. But Eastern didn't just beat him; they controlled the play.
Good for them. Things coming up at Ipsy. Looking up for the football team.
I'm now inspired to go see the Chippewas play there in November.
Wow.
Jack Harrington, Neal, what about your man Brian Harsin at Auburn? Yikes. Clock's ticking on him.
Hey, Penn State got a big win. Maybe they're a little bit better than we thought. Going to Jordan Hare and winning a game, beating their ass, that is something.
You know what?
Where's Gus Malzahn
And look,
at now?
I'll be honest. I took the L there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just saying, I think we might be able to slide Penn State as the 3rd best team in the Big Ten. At least they've looked it so far. We'll see when conference play starts.
That was my half, Sam. That was my half. And even Neal's got to give a little. All right, James Franklin.
Yeah, hey.
Touche.
James Franklin.
Touche.
You finally won a round.
Hey, quick.
Good for you.
How about tonight? You got
What's
Tennessee,
the deal?
Buffalo.
Yeah. Why is there 2 Monday night games?
I don't know.
They do that
because it's my
early
birthday.
this season a lot.
Yeah, because it's Spenny's birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday for the NFL.
Happy birthday, Spence. Live at the Coliseum, 5 to 7, Woodward Heavyweights. In the YouTube chat thread, explain to me why they got two Monday night games. I meant to look this up and I didn't. I know what you're saying, Terry. Like they usually do like the 7 o'clock one and the 10 o'clock one.
I got you right there, Neal. I just responded.
But one is at 7 and like one's at 8:15.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's money's. We know that.
Did you just put a big money bag on there?
Put money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I think a part of it is money, of course, but the West Coast, wants to have a later game so they can see more of the Monday night game and stuff like that.
I'd be remiss, too, if I meant to bring this up. Wyatt Bayer says, shout out to Detroit City FC. Big home win against Tampa Bay. The Rowdies, playoff spot clinched, still climbing the seeding. Antoine Opino, the game-winning goal. We'd have them here this Wednesday, but they're on the road in New York.
Rodriguez.
Maxi Rodriguez with a nice setup.
Nice setup, dude. That was some beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was some beauty. Props to them, man. I mean, again, I keep saying it. And you can choose to ignore it if you want to. That's fine. You can choose to ignore it. But the facts of the matter are they played in a high school like 5 years ago. And look at them now, beating one of the iconic brands in American soccer. Because, yes, the Tampa Bay Rowdies are.
And they not only played in a high school, but a high school with a shortened field.
And you know what?
Right.
I think that maybe that along the lines is that because there was a big contingency of Detroit Red Wings in the crowd.
Mo Sider and crew were out there.
They wanted to learn what the atmosphere at Keyworth is like because of the champions in town. They had a blast. There's a great tweet or TikTok or Twitter of them celebrating after a goal. But I love it because it's the culture.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
And the Red Wings are out. They were into it, too, man. Like, it wasn't... They weren't there for a show or anything like that. They were into it.
Yeah, you got to understand that for a lot of them, this is their first country's first sport, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So,
the Swedes and the Germans. So yeah.
Nicholas Duncan says the U isn't what I thought they were either. You know what, Nicholas? You know what the problem is? They were exactly what I thought they were going to be. It's sad. That'll do it for today's show. We'll come back tomorrow. Lots more football, some Lions angles we didn't get to today that I'm finna get to tomorrow, so we will do it. For D-Mac, Darren McCarty, for Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Exer. My name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping into Big D Energy, everybody. Woodward Sports Network.
See you. Gang, gang.
Well, see you later.
Gang.